Hello, everybody. What is going on? It's Jacob Doodle here, and welcome to the Vancouver Canucks and the Calgary Flames pregame show. And I'm really excited to do this for you guys today. It's going to be a good game. I'm going to go over the power plays, the lines for both sides. We're going to be pretty much going over everything related with the game, and it should be a really good time, and I hope you guys enjoy it. We're going to be doing these pregame shows for every single Vancouver Canucks game that I am basically not at work at. If it's an early game, I won't be able to do it, but then we'll probably do post-game shows. So how do you guys get involved in this? Well, right off the bat, I want you guys to be involved. So leave comments. They're going to be shown on the screen, and I'll interact with you guys as this kind of goes through. And you guys can ask any questions you like about the game, and I'll try to answer them as best as possible. Just to let you guys know a few things. The first thing right off the bat is the game is going to be streamed on Canucks.com. There's the dude from the Jacob Doodle right there in the background. That's nice. The game's going to be streamed on Canucks.com. It's apparently not going to be on Sportsnet. That's as of right now. Now, things can change, but that's what they're basically going out and saying. So, yeah, so it's going to be good. So the game's at 7 p.m., so let's just get right into it. So these are the lines. So, again, it's not 100% confirmed because, there's practice lines, but it's pretty damn close. This is what we're going to be most likely getting. So what do we have? We have Hoglander with Hedel, a McEachern. We have Baines with Sasson and Carlson. We have Kraftsov with Ratu and Stillman. We have Labate, Amon, and Ulrichsen. It's going to be interesting to see how Ulrichsen plays tonight. I'm very curious about that. And then we have Marcus Pettersson with Willander, Kudryavtsev with Myers, Kunov, and Mancini. And guys, if you guys want to let people know we are live, feel free to share this. Tell anybody you like. The more, the merrier. It's always great to have as many people as possible. And I also just clicked the wrong link there. So let me just quickly send this out here real quick to my man. Now, if you're wondering why one of our good friends here, Canucks New Summer, is not with us today, is because he's not feeling well. So he's always invited to join us for the pre-show, but he's not feeling that well, so that's how it's going to be. So, right off the bat, what are the players we're kind of interested in seeing and having big games and all that and shebang? So, Hoglander. I think Hoglander needs to have a nice game here. I don't think it's like 100% important or anything, but it would be nice to see if he goes out and, I don't say dominates, but, shows well. I think Philip Hedel is someone who really would do himself some favors if he goes out and has a good game here. Again, we are so early in preseason. This is just the second game of preseason, so a lot can change, but it is going to be interesting to kind of go out and see how, first of all, if the veterans, like how serious they're going to go out and play tonight. And also, just in general, if Philip Hedel can go out and have himself a nice, healthy game, but also a really good game. And it's going to be interesting to see where McEachern is. He's going to be on the top line there, which is kind of interesting as well. And we do have the power play units as well. So, Archie Baines, he needs to have a bit of a bounce-back game, too. He wasn't that great. Is the game, so we have a question here from Lefty All Around. Is the game on TV at all? From what I understand, as of 6 o'clock, I haven't been able to see this being online at all. On TV at all. But it's going to be on Canucks.com. And this was mentioned from Adam himself. Tonight's Canucks versus Flames game from Abbotsford will be streamed on the Vancouver Canucks website. Who's going to be doing play-by-play? We're not 100% sure quite yet. But the game will be on Canucks.com, and we're still at least an hour away. So, and with anthems and everything as well, we still have some time. All right, so that's important to mention. And by the way, roll call for all the people that are in here. Left y'all around. What's up, brother? Nice to have you in here joining us. So, all right, so let's continue on with a little bit of the lines there. So Baines needs to have himself a nice bounce back game. I mean, I'll get to you in a second, Louis. And because he struggled, but he was okay. But overall, I think people want to see more of an impact. Like, he's trying to make this team. His waiver situation's kind of off, right? Like, it's very different. And it's going to be interesting to see if he can go out and actually finish on some of those shots. Like, personally, I think he has a decent shot. I know Canucks News Summaries doesn't think he has a good shot at all. It's going to be fascinating to see if he can go out and have himself a half-decent game. That would be nice to see. Max Sasson is an interesting name here because he's a center right now, but the Vancouver Canucks went out and they said, we want to see Max Sasson as a winger. And this is Drance. This is Drance mentioned. They want to see Sasson as a winger. But he's a center in this game. And he's been a center throughout camp. So what's going on here? Is he going to be a center or not? Who knows? But we're going to find out. And tonight, I think he can make himself a really nice case if he goes and has a really nice game in front of the home crowd there in Abbotsford. Louis the Logger. I'm trying to find it right now, but I'm excited. Yeah, so I don't think the game is on TV. Like, I haven't seen it on TV anywhere yet, but the game is going to be streamed on Canucks.com 100%. It's going to be on there for sure. So, and then we have Carlson. Carlson's an interesting name because Carlson, you can kind of go out and say that Carlson has the leg up on most of the players when it comes to the new guys, when it comes to the younger guys. First of all, he played a few games for us the year before, and he played pretty well. And he's been progressively getting better and better and better and better and better. So it is going to be interesting to go and see exactly how he goes out, how he plays. He's going to show kind of that tenacity in the corner that we always want him to go out and play. We just need him to play well, right? Again, this is preseason. It's important to mention it's preseason. I think this matters a lot more for the younger guys trying to make impacts and be noticed than a lot of the older vets, unless you're a guy like Kravtsov, right? So Kravtsov's an interesting name because we brought him back, right? Kravtsov tonight, he's like, this is another guy. Like, if he doesn't have a good showing for a couple of games, that could be it, man. He could be right off back to the Russian League or KHL, wherever he played, right? Like, it's very possible. You know, he needs to go and have himself some good games and play well for us. And then, you know, worst case scenario, maybe he'll go to Abbotsford and play there as well. That's very possible as well. But there is some stuff on Kravtsov. So this is Scott Young on Kravtsov. He's a good-sized player with good hands. And we want to make sure that he's willing to grind and battle. And we obviously want to see his skill set on display too. So if the effort and the compete is there, we think it'll really go a long way with his skill set. So Scott Young, you know, from the coaching times, they really are looking forward to seeing what he can go out and what he can bring tonight. So Kravtsov, I hope he has himself a decent game. Ratu, another guy, like, he was all right last game. Got to start picking it up again. Just the second preseason game, but this is in front of the home crowd. Be nice. Stillman was pretty decent. You know, LeBate had a huge game. LeBate was all over the ice. I wouldn't be surprised if he fought someone again today or laid some big hit, especially in front of the home crowd. Definitely can see something like that. And Amon, these are the battles, right? The battles from the bottom six. Who's going to be making it? Who's not going to make it? And it's interesting to see. And then Ulrichsen at the prospects camp, he was pretty damn solid. Ulrichsen was real good. So he has the chances of him making the team are slim. But if he goes out and has a couple of big games, man, like, it's not that crazy to think about, you know, a guy like him sneaking at the bottom or at least getting more experience, right? All right, we have a question here from Garlic Bread. What's up, man? Thanks for subscribing. Do you feel it's important for Hoglander to have a standout game today? Yeah, I think so. Like, again, it's early in the preseason, so important to a certain extent, right? The thing is, what is Hoglander going to be this year? Is he going to be in that top six role eventually? Or is he going to be in the bottom six the whole year? Is he just going to be a tenacity forechecking type guy? He's a smaller guy, but he's he's gritty, right? Or is he going to show some of that more offensive flair? Like, is he near that 20 goal mark? Or is he going to be a 10 goal, 25 point guy? right? Like, what is Hoglander going to be this year? I don't think it's going to mean too much this specific game, but it doesn't hurt, right? Getting noticed. I think Philip Hedl, because, man, they're knocking on the door right now. They're knocking on that door for a second-line center. Rutherford, Alvin mentioned that they're going to be looking for that second-line center still. And maybe in the next month or two, if something interesting comes up, that's something to think about 100% if you're a guy like Philip Hedl, if he has a slow start. So definitely interesting there. And feel free to, guys, ask any questions you guys want in the comment section. It's great. I'll answer them live on air. All right. Next up, defense. Marcus Pettersson with Tom Willander. Kudryavtsev with Tyler Myers. And I'm really tough at saying his name. And Mancini there. So, Pettersson. Marcus Pettersson. We picked him up last year in that trade. And then we signed him to an extension. And he was good for us. Real solid for us, right? What's also interesting to note is he's a veteran paired with a rookie. Kudryavtsev's a rookie with a veteran, right? This is kind of what they've been doing throughout the most of the training camp for most of the pairings. What's interesting is Mancini's on the bottom there. Are they trying to get Mancini to potentially see if he can drive a line? Because that bottom six is stacked for us when it comes to our defense. We have DPD there, we have Mancini there, we have Forbert, and we have Willander. And only two of those guys are making it, right? Kudryavtsev as well, who had a really good stint there in Abbotsford. Just playing unreal, right? But tonight, we have Marcus Pettersson with Willander. So Willander is an odd player. We talked about this a little bit, where he had a bit of a slow start, I would say. And as the games get on, or as even the prospects games, the blue-white games, and just he has a slow start, and then he ramps it, and then by the end of the game, he's playing pretty well, other than maybe one big breakdown that he had in that blue-white game. But overall, he's been pretty solid after the first period and a half. So tonight, I would like to see Tom Willander actually have a good start. I think it's important. Let's get Tom Willander to go out, have a real good start, and see if he can keep that consistency going and show off some of his traits. Because what's his traits? He's one of our top prospects. It's his skating, right? His skating is one of the top, his traits, right? His vision, right? The way he passes the puck. So all that put together is going to be interesting. And we have the power play units and all that stuff here. So I'll go over that in a second as well. Off topic, but who would be your all-time favorite Canuck? Oh boy, you really put me on the spot there. You know what? I'm probably just going to cheat and say the Sedins and say they're both. I was a big Bure guy, man. Bure was absolutely insane to watch. So, you know what? It's kind of a tricky one, but let me just go with the Sedins. I know it's a cop-out answer, but come on, man. Sedins were awesome, man. All-timer. But you know what? We had some pretty crazy, like Burroughs as well was pretty fun to watch as well. And we even had like guys like, I don't know if favorites, but we had some weird players like the Rafi Torres and Rick and the Brawbarian, remember Jeff Cow and all them. All right. That's for like obviously not top Canucks, but still just something that popped up in my head. All right. So let's get to it here. Kudryavtsev with Myers. So it's going to be an interesting pairing. I want to see how they use the minutes tonight. How much minutes are they actually going to give some of these vets? It's going to be interesting to see. And again, I guess they're wanting to see kind of what's going on with their Mancini. All right, so let's get to the power play units for tonight. So this is what is Brendan Batchelor here. He mentioned this is what they're probably going to be going at. And you guys can take a quick look right now while I see if there's any new news here for the Canucks. All right. Yeah, so as of update, it looks like the game will not be streamed on Sportsnet Plus. So it looks like it's going to be mostly on Canucks.com. So for the people that don't have internet connection when it comes to specifically, Canucks.com, or maybe they're watching on their phones, a little bit more of a pain in the ass because they usually do it. Like, you can go through Sportsnet, right? Use the app. It's not going to be on Sportsnet, apparently, as of right now. All right, power play units. Hoglander, Hedl, Ratu, Willander, Kudryavtsev. So the first thing I see when I see this is they're giving Willander some opportunities in offensive spots more than anything, because Mancini is on the second power play unit. Now, that could switch throughout the game. Maybe half the game one, the other half would be him. But it is interesting to go and see that Willander is getting that spot over Mancini, because Mancini has looked really good offensively recently, right? So that's going to be fascinating to see. So how Willander does in that power play spot is going to be fun to see. Ratu's mostly there for his faceoffs, I think, and he does have a decent deceptive shot. And can Hedo produce, even if it's on the power play? Can he produce? Can he show some of that offensive gifted ability? It's not just the skating ability through the neutral zone, right? So that's going to be interesting. And Hoglander, maybe we'll get a Michigan goal here tonight. OK Productions, man, welcome and thanks for subscribing. Do you think Coots is going to be making the Canucks? So I'm planning to make a video on Coots here in the next day or two. I really want to see him in one more prospects game before I really make my decision. But I was immensely impressed. I know some people said that he was getting overhyped, but I was incredibly impressed. And it wasn't just the fact that he put up a point and he looked off defenseman. But man, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, there were not one, not two, but three separate occasions where he absolutely back-checked so hard and physically rubbed the guy out, took him out, and absolutely on the boards, rubbed him out, and then boom, took the puck away, and he went end to end from the offensive zone all the way to the neutral to the defensive zone, not once, twice, but three separate times. That's what impressed me, the work ethic. There's also a report saying that he's been 30 minutes on, excuse me, he was on the ice 30 minutes before the game and 30 minutes after for practices and all that stuff. So he's been working extra hard as well. So interesting to see with Coots. So do I think he's going to make the Canucks? I think it's still too early to say, but I was very impressed with that first game. Now, do I think there's a possibility of him making the Canucks? Well, yeah, you can give him that 9-game stint, but he needs to continue to play at this level throughout the entire preseason to have any shot. Right now, I would say it's unlikely, but if he keeps playing like this, yeah, sure, why not? We need a center, right? So why not? Give him a shot, 9 games. It won't kill anybody. It'll be fine. It's not really rushing his development unless we keep him past that 9 games. Well, then you better be sure about him, right? That's a whole different story. Hell yeah, the Sedins were the goats. Yeah, man, I'm a big Sedins guy. Yeah. Sedins are great. All right, on that second power play unit, we have Carlson, Baines, Sasson, Kravtsov, and Mancini. So I would like to see Sasson and Mancini get some looks on the top power play unit eventually here too. I think they are pretty gifted offensively. Mancini has been probably, arguably, the best player so far if you count the camp, the scrimmages, and the preseason so far. I think Mancini has been probably the standout tonight, or so far this, I guess, training camp. And I'm curious to who do you guys think has been the biggest standout? Yeah, leave a comment. Let me know. So that's the power play unit right there. Now, for the Calgary Flames here and the Canucks, so we have a side-by-side here. I'll turn off the comments on screen for a sec. I'll just post your comments if you make one. Let's take a look here. So this is what the Flames are kind of going with. So the names that kind of pop out, we have Joel Farabee, right? Sam Honzik, so it's going to be interesting to see. They just drafted him, right? Kind of a couple years ago now. And he's going to be playing for the Vancouver Giants, right? So that's interesting. Another guy to look for is, possible. So he probably will going to go and do something stupid, probably throw a dirty hit. Like that's what he does. Zari's kind of a dirty guy too, not crazy dirty, but he's a gritty guy as well, right? And then so on forwards, they're not showing much. Like it's mostly heavy prospects more than anything. Now on defense, they have Jake Bean. He's all right. Former Canucks legend Hunter Brustevich, right? I think I said Brustevich. I think I said it right. We traded him in a trade in that package for, who was that package for now? I'm trying to remember. He was in a deal. Who was that package for? You guys can help me with that. I'm trying to remember. It's quite recently too. And then, we have Poirier, but we have Cooley, in net against Demko. So I guess we should mention that Demko is going to be playing tonight. Is he going to be playing the whole game? We don't know. They're saying that Scott Young said that he confirms that Demko will start tonight and they will make changes as the game goes, but don't have any set time to change goaltenders. So is he going to play the whole time? Probably not, but he is going to be going out and he's going to play. What do we got here? I am a very good Jesse of hockey talent for the Vancouver Canucks. Tunnel vision. Judge of hockey talent. Hedel, number one center, we're in trouble. Well, again, look at the Flames lineup tonight. I don't think we're in that much trouble, to be honest. I think also the energy from being the home team, I think that's important too. I think we're going to be fine tonight. I'm not really too worried about tonight. All right. Do you think LeBate has any chance of making the team as a fourth line center? Pretty unlikely. He's just an Abbotsford guy. I think he's going to be kind of like the Sammy Blais replacement down there for Abby more than anything. Personally. But I don't think so. I think that would be a real long shot, even if he has a real good camp. Now, they'll probably send Coots down and play a year or two in the edge. Listen, like I said, the likelihood of Coots actually making this team is slim. And I'm not saying they even should do it. I really want to see how he looks throughout this preseason. If he goes out and for the next 2, 3, 4 games, or whatever the hell their games are left, and he scores a goal or gets a point every game and looks good and plays 20 minutes and is 56, 57% on the faceoffs, how do you go to that kid and be like, hey, man, you've been really good. You've been great in this preseason, but we're going to send you down anyway. Kind of a kick in the nuts, right? But he has to be outstanding this preseason, because if he's just good or even great, I think you have to send him down. But worst case scenario, I don't think you keep him more than the 9 games. Like, that would be like, he would have to blow the world off this place, to keep him more than the 9 games, right? Because you're going to lose that contract. It's just not a great idea, right? So what else do we have here? So I have on Garland, right? So Adam Foote says that Connor Garland is dealing with something minor. He was originally intended that he was going to be playing in this game, but he's not because he's hurt. Now, they also went and they mentioned that they want to play it safe with injuries this year. Crazy concept, right? Yes, play it safe, give them the time, especially preseason, for the love of God. Don't rush people, with injuries anyway, right? Would play if regular season, but probably won't play tomorrow in Abbotsford. So he's not going to play tonight. It's been confirmed now. He's not going to be playing tonight. Again, just a reminder game. The game is going to be at 7 o'clock. It's going to be on Canucks.com. It is not on TV. Now, I'm sure you guys will be able to find it somewhere on YouTube, but basically that is what's going on. All right, so for right now, you guys, it's like open mic night right now when it comes to the comment section. So ask any questions you guys want whatsoever right now. This is your time to shine. You can ask a bunch of them. I don't care if it's 1, 2, 5, it doesn't. We're gonna go over, and if you guys have any questions on the Canucks in the season, you guys just want to talk hockey, let me know as well. Also, I'm just gonna quickly retweet that I am live right now, just to let people know, so we can get even more people in here, which is always great to have, so we can get some more conversations started. So that'll be always fun. And so let's get this going. But this is what the lineups are looking at right now. And I'm curious, who do you guys think, I would say, needs to have a really big game for there to be, I don't know, some significant or at least important movement in the either making the team front or maybe just in general, maybe not so much making the team, but at least making some noise and potentially putting himself ahead in the depth chart? Because I see a guy like Ulrich's in there, and he's only played on the 4th line. But if that 4th line, if Amon, LeBate, and Eriksson are all over the ice tonight, that's going to go well, right? That's going to go really well. So that's something, definitely go out, and I'm going to be curious to see what we're going to do that. And just to get back to your mentioning on Filip Chytil here, because Filip Chytil, it's the second preseason game, right? So it's still really, really early. We don't have to worry too much about, does he have to have this crazy game or anything like that? No. He doesn't have to have this crazy ass game. But it would be nice to go and have him go out and see and, I guess, play pretty damn well. I think it's kind of important, right? More than anything, right? So that's just that. So I'm going to grab a quick drink here. And I'm curious, how do you think the Canucks are going to do this year, too? Just in general, I'm just curious what you guys think. All right, so there's a little video here I want to share with you guys. So let me see if I can do this. I'm going to share this with you guys. Let's see if this works, okay? So I'm going to click that. I'm going to click that. Let's see if this works. All right, click that. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Let's see. All right, listen in to this right here.
The Canucks are set for their second game.
I guess I have to get my headset on so it doesn't talk over you guys. Give me a sec. All right. Let's go here. All right. Let me know if the audio works here too.
Game of the preseason. It's taking place here in Abbotsford tonight. Now, they are coming off that game in Seattle against the Kraken where they did fall 5-3, but there was a lot that they liked out of that game. Heading into tonight, there are a number of lineup changes, including you're going to see Tyler Myers, Marcus Pettersson, Thatcher Demko, Max Sasson, along with a few others in the lineup. Now, speaking of Thatcher Demko, he is going to be your starting goaltender tonight. Although we did speak with Scott Young, one of our assistant coaches, and he mentioned that there might be a change-up throughout the game. They're just going to see how it goes. Along with tonight, speaking of Scott Young and Archdeep Bains, they both talked about the fact that all the guys are excited to play here in Abbotsford in front of these dedicated fans that saw the Abbotsford team win the Calder Cup. Game time.
So that actually is pretty cool. That actually went and worked. That's actually real cool. I didn't actually think that was going to work. All right, let's hope Demko makes it through the first period. I hope he makes it through the year, man. Like, can you imagine how big of a boost that's going to be if the Canucks actually go out and we have a big year from Demko and he's healthy and everything? And by the way, if you guys haven't liked this video or subscribed, we're trying to get to 500 subs. It would be amazing for the people that are just lurking here and watching. Hit that subscribe button, join in on the conversation, hit the like button. It helps out. We're a new channel. It would be great to have you guys on board. So what else can we talk about here? So let's check out the hockey news here. What are the 5 kind of things that the Canucks are really looking forward to seeing today? It looks like Archdeep Bains, Tom Willander, Aatu Ratu, and Demko and Mancini are the guys that a lot of people are mentioning that they're really trying to focus on tonight to see if they're going to go and have decent games. Now, I will say this. It's going to be fascinating to see in general if the Vancouver Canucks can not just have a decent preseason when it comes to wins and losses, who cares? But just for the love of God, if we can keep it as drama-free as possible, you know what I mean? Because I think it's really important to have it as drama-free as possible. This whole season, like Quinn Hughes the other day went out and literally mentioned how we want to have as little drama as possible. So I think that is important. So let me just grab this real quick. I'm going to add something else for you guys. All right, let me add this. Just looking at some of the, oh, here we go. So I'm going to add you guys, here's another one for you guys. Right here. Here it comes. Here it comes. Boom, 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 boom. And I do wonder if I can get the quicker way of doing this later on, but it's good to know I can actually do this because that's actually pretty cool for the future here. All right, here we go. This is, looks like it's Archdeep Bains here.
Deep, the first game back since winning the Calder Cup. I know it's preseason, but what's it like just to be back here playing in front of those fans that were just so dedicated to you guys through that run for the Calder Cup?
Yeah, it's going to be fun. the fans were great all last season, all playoff run. It was special, so I'm pretty excited to see them come back here. And there's a bunch of us that played in the Calder Cup, so we're pretty excited to all come back.
What's something you're working on heading into this season, whether it's preseason or the year to come, that you just kind of want to build on?
Just the details of my game, and just trying to be flexible, being able to play in any spot in the lineup, and just trying to prove that I could be a regular.
From more of a team perspective, you did take part in that preseason game in Seattle, that first one. What's something the group wants to build on heading into this one against the Calgary Flames?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of positives in there. We stayed in it. It was tough to come in on the road and against a good team, and we were part of that game for a long time then, and we fell back and we were desperate. Like Foot said, he liked our competitiveness, and I think we're going to bring that tonight and hopefully come up with a win.
So that's Archdeep Bains on the game tonight. It's going to be interesting to see how he goes and has hopefully a pretty decent performance with Bains. He's been...
All right, well, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
I guess you could say he's been pretty disappointing so far, right? I think that's pretty fair to say. I would like to see a little bit more from Archdeep there. But it is going to be interesting to see how he goes out and plays tonight. It's going to be fascinating. And yes, JT Miller. Well, Captain JT now, right? All right, so let me just click on this. Let me see if I can find some more clips here for you guys. All right. Oh, also, I wanted to mention, I want to send my condolences to the Podkolzin family. Podkolzin lost his father completely unexpectedly, tragically. So everybody here, we send our condolences to the Podkolzin family. Really tough to lose your father. It's terrible, terrible, terrible news. So our condolences. All right. So we have the lines here. Oh, so let's go back to the Flames lineup. Like, the Flames are really not dressing anything too interesting tonight. Like, their top defensive pairings are not on. Like, how many true NHLers do they have on that lineup, right? So they have Farabee, right? Martin's there. Zari's there. I guess Jake Bean. Like, is that basically it? I think that might be basically it, to be honest. Just taking a look at it, to be completely honest. Yeah. That's actually interesting. So let me click on this real quick here. I'm going to click this. Click this. Click this. Forgot I left this on. Oops. There we go. I should fix that. All right. Great. I had my subscribers only on from last stream. Feel free, if you guys are not subs and you guys want to ask questions, feel free. It's open now. So we have, again, this is kind of the lineup we're looking at. So there hasn't been too much news other than that. Like, there's really not really, like, what else is there to talk about? Like, I'm just thinking about outside of this game specifically. Like, we're still in the second game preseason. Oh, I know what we can talk about. We can talk about the systems, right? The system play and the power play setup. So if you guys don't know, the Canucks last game were going out. Again, this is like first preseason with not our top guys. But they were doing a lot of drop passes, like a lot. And they had three guys dead center in the middle, right? I really hope we're going to be more creative with the power play this year. Especially along the boards. I really hope they'll be more creative. I think it's going to be important to be more creative. Can't wait to see Petey in a couple days, dude, man. Big bounce back season for Petey this year. I am certain he's going to have a big bounce back year. 100%. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you guys predict for points here for Petey? How many points is Petey going to get this year? What do you guys think? Love to get your guys' guesses. I'm thinking in that 85 to 90 range would be insanely good. But if he's getting that type of points, that means one of the wingers are going to be having huge years too. Is it going to be Jake? Is it going to be Kane or Bresser? Who knows? But if he has a big bounce back, they need to have big years too, right? 92 points. How about Quinn Hughes, man? Can Quinn break 100? That's another really interesting point, right? That's going to be another really interesting one. Can he break 100? Possible. It's possible. 100? Louis is very optimistic. OK Production says 90. 90. You know, me and my boy Canucks News Summers, we actually went out and we did a predictions video for forwards and defensemen. Now, we are going to be doing a video on goaltending as well, but he is under the weather right now, so it's important to mention he's a little bit under the weather. By the way, does that look all right? I picked that up a few days ago. I think it looks pretty cool, personally. I think it looks all right. Adds a little more light to the setup here, right? So that's pretty much like I'm looking at it and I'm just like, there's really not much else to really talk about. Like, this is a preseason game. It's a second preseason game. No one's really playing their superstar studs. It's for Canucks. What's exciting for this game for us is because we get to go out and we get to be, it's a home game finally in Abbotsford. By the way, I went to I know what I can show you guys. So I went to the Abbotsford Canucks game last year, and these were my seats. I was literally right behind the bench. Right behind the bench. They're all literally, PD was literally right in front of me. So if you guys ever went to a Abbey game, man, like, try to get, like, because it's the only time you can really get it, like, a somewhat affordable tickets to go behind the bench. That's a good time to get it. Do I think the Vancouver Canucks are going to finish ahead of Los Angeles? Oh, I guess I should probably do power ranking. I guess we did a little bit of power rankings, but I would say it's probably unlikely unless we pick up a second line center. That being said, I looked at that Los Angeles Kings roster. It's not as good as people think it is. Truly, like, it's good, but it's not that good. Like, it's okay. Let me see. Let me see what they have for their official roster here. Right. So, like, obviously the standout names, you're going to have Byfield, you're going to have Danault, Fiala, right? Like, those are the guys. Kempe. Kopitar is playing his last season. He's retiring after this year. Kuzmenko, he fit really well with them, so that's going to be an interesting fit on that power play as well. But, like, other than that, like, there's not really much else on that forward group that I'm seeing, right? And on defense, they have Mikey Anderson, right? Bolduc's all right. Cody Ceci, Clark, Drew Doughty's old. Dumoulin, like, pure defenseman guy. Edmondson, like, I'm looking at that defense, like, and then in that, right? Like, they have Kemper, right? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't think LA is nearly as good as people maybe think they are. Nice. I think Edmonton shits the bed hard this year. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if it's a hot take because I think they've gotten worse this year. And the fact is McDavid hasn't signed yet, and that's going to be a distraction regardless of what they say. It's going to be a distraction, right? And there's going to be noise. It might not be noise in game 1, game 2, but it's going to be noise moving forward. Like, there's going to be noise with Connor McDavid, right? And as the season goes on, and if he doesn't sign, it's going to pick up and it's going to maybe cause some issues for that team. Now, I'm looking at that Oilers team. Like, they got Mangiapane, but they lost some guys. They lost Kane. Like, it's curious to see how Kane does in Vancouver. They lost some physical toughness there. But at the end of the day, they're still an elite team because they have McDavid and Draisaitl, right? Like, as long as they have them, they're going to be fucking decent, right? I don't think they're going to miss the playoffs or anything. But I would be surprised if they win the division. I think Vegas just looks better on paper than Edmonton or any team in our conference or whatever, and personally in our division. Personally, right? That's what I think anyway. But Edmonton's a weird team, man. Like, if you look at the Pacific Division, right? Let's take a quick look at it here. So I'll just I'll blow this up for you guys, right? So where is it? Right here. Pacific Division. Let me blow this up for you guys. Pacific. All right. Let's go there. Add that. Click. Right. P. There we go. Where is it? There it is. All right. So here's the Pacific Division right here. Right? You look at this right now. Who are legitimately like significantly better than they were last year? Well, I would say Vegas Golden Knights are a better team this year, but remember, they don't have what's his name just announced that he's going to be missing the whole year, right? What's his name? Was it Petrangelo, right? So like that's one guy he's gone for the year. How's Theodore doing? You know? Let's see what they're saying about Theodore. Like he's not going to return to Theodore's kind of wobbling around. You know, Petrangelo, like their defense is like it's not as like they're in trouble a little bit there defensively, but their forward group is insane, right? Now the Kraken, I don't think the Kraken are better. I don't think the Kraken are better at all. I think they're pretty much middling all basically around the same. Maybe you can say they'll have a little bit better of a season just because they were so average, you know? But I don't think they're better. Sharks are a little bit better, but, you know, they're the Sharks and they're still rebuilding, right? Kings we just talked about. Their forward group is pretty decent, right? Pretty good. But their defense is nothing to be write stories about. Oilers are always going to be good because they have McDavid and Dry, but, like, I think they're, like, I like Mangiapane too. I think he's good. I actually wanted him on Vancouver. And then you have the Calgary Flames are a real interesting team because on paper they're not bad. I think they're going to be hovering around that playoff mark. I don't know if they're going to get there, but they are hovering around it for sure. So that's going to be interesting. And then we have, you know, the Ducks, right? The Ducks are a little bit better. They have good center depth, but McTavish is not even signed yet. Future Canuck, right? They keep saying they're not going to trade him, but he's not signed yet. And they want to have him long-term, and he doesn't want to sign long-term, apparently. That's what I'm hearing. So that's the Pacific Division. So the Vancouver Canucks, you look, who are they? Like, who's definitely better than us? Well, I would say the Golden Knights, right? I would say probably the Oilers, right? They got to the final back-to-back years. Let's just say they were better than us, right? And then what? The Kings could be better than us, but their defense is nothing great. But they have a good structure. They're a good team. They have better centers than us, that's for sure. But we have the bounce back, right? With Petey. Petey's going to bounce back this year. Can Heedle stay healthy? Are we going to find a second line center? Right? We're better than the Ducks. We're better than the Sharks. I think we're better than Kraken, right? So really, it's going to come down to the Canucks and the Flames, I would say. Like, I think we're pretty decent on paper with the Flames. You know, Kadri's good. You have Huberto over there. You know, Zari's good. Good players. You have a great goalie in Wolf. So, just something to think about. All right, for the people that are coming in late, first of all, hello, welcome. How's it going? Drop a sub if you guys want to help us get to 500 subs. We're trying to get to 500 before the season starts. We dropped a few videos on that as well. Here are the lines, by the way, as of right now that the Canucks are going to be going with. And if there's anything else for me to... Oh, here we go. So we have some... Okay, so we have some updated news here. I'm going to get this for you guys right now. All right. So Flames... All right, so this is for you guys right now. Some updated stuff here. What do we got here? All right, so these are the Calgary Flames lines for the games. W Manzi, thanks, man. What's up? Mistaka Plan, what's going on, my brother? How's it going, man? Thanks for hanging out. So they have Zari Karins with Pospisil on the top. They have Farabee Morton, Hanzik on the second line, Basha Bishop, Hunt. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. King, Lang, Hanley, Brustavish, Spavich, Bean, Poirier, Morin, and Miro Manov. As you can see, I'm not very familiar with the Calgary Flames prospects. And Cooley is not going to be playing as a starter. We have Prospostov. He's going to be playing. So that's what it's going to be looking at right now. Are you going to stream during the game? No, I'm just doing the pregame show. The game is going to be on Canucks.com. Now, can I stream during the game? Sure. But I worked 8 hours today, guys, at work. I got the pre-show going. I am tired. And I actually have a full-time job. Now, if I didn't have a full-time job, absolutely I'd be streaming. I'll be doing pregame, doing the show, and postgame. But I do, and I need to kind of live my life and just sit back, watch the game, and enjoy it. Will I do a postgame show? It's based on how it is. If it's a great game, then yeah, probably. If the game is awful and it's just not worth talking about, then maybe I'll step back. But most likely I'll be kind of taking a pass on post-game shows until the regular season. It's preseason. Do we really need a post-game show for preseason? Probably not. And then again, we probably don't even need a pre-show, but whatever. Whatever. Go Canucks, go. We have Macker Golden here. What's up, buddy? What's going on? So that's what the Calgary Flames are going with today. So that's Calgary's lines, and this is the Canucks lines. All right? So Canucks, once again, we have Hoglander with Hedel, McEachern, Baines, Sasson, Carlson, Kraftsov, Ratu, Stillman. We have Labate, Amon, Ulrichsen, Marcus Pettersson with Lander is going to be fun to watch. Kudryavtsev with Myers. See how many minutes Myers gets this year. Hopefully he's just as physical as the last few years. And then Mancini with the other guy here. So that's what we're looking for. All right. Is there anything else that the Vancouver Canucks posted that's interesting that we could kind of post? And yes, those are the lines. They just got them confirmed, by the way. And it's going to be on the radio at Sportsnet 650 and Canucks.com. It's confirmed now. It doesn't look like it's going to be on TV. The game is not going to be on TV, it looks like. So just to let you guys know. Well, Hedel is going to be interesting to see how he does, right? I just want him to go out and have a good game. But I really just want to see our systems, man. Like, how are we going to be playing defensively? Are we going to be forceful and, pressure the puck along the power when they have power plays? Are we going to be, like, running a different type of power play unit? Again, we don't have our main guys out there, but I think they're running the same systems. I don't see why they wouldn't be running the same systems, right? Mistaken plan. Thoughts on Willander thus far? I think he's looked pretty scared or timid so far through camp in the Seattle game. Well, we talked about him a little bit already. He's had slow starts more than anything. Yeah, he had one big turnover near the end of the game in that, I think it was the Prospects game, the blue-white game, I believe. But I'll say this about Willander. When he's good, like, it's noticeable. Like, he passes well, he moves the puck well. He has some nice rushes. But the problem is he's made some defensive mistakes so far. But again, it's preseason. You're supposed to make this mistakes. Scared, I don't know if I would say scared. I think he's just, maybe it is. Maybe he's just, maybe you're right. Maybe he's just anxious. Maybe he's just nervous out there, right? So that's why it's going to be interesting to see if he could play well here. But it's not like he's been terrible. He's been playing big minutes for us as well, right? And he has been getting better as the game has been kind of going on. I think that is also important to mention. So, yeah, I think nervous. Probably was nervous, but now he should be good to go now, right? And it's important. If he wants to make this team, like the Vancouver Canucks, let's make no mistake. Jim Rutherford and Alvin literally said that, and Drancer, they literally said that they expect Willander to be on this team, make this team. So he needs to show that he deserves to be on it. But it's not going to be easy with the way Mancini's playing. It's not going to be easy with the way Forbert being our main penalty killer on that defense. DPDs just look great. So I just think the better plan for him is to send him down, let him play a ton of minutes in the AHL, develop. I think that would be a much better option for Willander. But hey, who knows, man? This is second preseason game here, so it's going to be kind of fascinating to see exactly how they're going to go and do all of this for sure. Is there anything specifically that you guys are looking for that the Canucks should go out and do today? Are you guys more excited to see like the system work, or is there a specific player? If the Canucks don't get a 2C, they are going to have a super long year. Trade Hughes for a haul and a retool. Well, the trading Hughes thing will only happen when Hughes himself goes out and says, hey, you know what? We had a bad year. I don't want to stay. You know what? I'm interested in a trade or something, because we're not just going to trade him for the sake of it, especially this like early on, right? We need to have a good start to the year, a good middle to the year. Like, we need to be good this year. It's really important, right? Really important. Because if we have a slow start, man, it's going to be a nightmare scenario. Like, people are going to be pissed, man. People, like, fucking Vancouver fans are, they can get going, man. They can get going. By the way, the game is going to be also on Nothing is Perfect on YouTube. The guy's always streaming, so check him out if you guys want to watch the game himself. And that's pretty much it for the pregame show, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did and you guys want to be a part of all our pregame shows moving forward, subscribe, drop a like, and I'll see you guys throughout my videos as well. Let's go watch the game. Canucks.com. Take care, guys. Have a good one. Take care, guys. Bye.